Hello guys and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be looking at a scenario in which Florida makes an empire. So today we're going to be seeing Florida man finally expanding. And let's go ahead and start that with their declaration of war on Alabama. Yes, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, yep. And they begin to push into the south of the country. And although they see some Alabama in resistance, honestly, there's nothing to say here. Alabama falls. And despite the insane border war this is going to create, they are annexed by Florida. Yeah. What did you expect? Florida man is crazy? No offense if you're actually from Florida. But yeah, have you seen the things that happened down there? Next up, they declare war on Mississippi. And once again, after pushing across the border, especially in the north where a lot of troops already were, the newfound country surrenders, as some of these southern states, especially even in real life, if they were to break apart, would not survive. Their economies would cripple. Their people would either flee to neighboring states, or something like this would happen with all neighboring countries either just dividing them or invading them. After this, Florida invades Alabama, and after taking Savannah, and yes, I'm going to map this around a bit more as it's the most difficult challenge yet, but they do go ahead and push to Atlanta, capture the city and all of northern Georgia. With the coast and Atlanta gone, the newfound country surrenders. And just like all these other former states, still don't know what to call them. Newfound countries, former states, whatever. They are next. Also, something I should state here is that with a lot of these states, or as I said, new countries, there's no way of knowing what it would look like. Obviously, in real life, they are only states. You can get most of the statistics online, and obviously there's state capitals that we can go off of, but it's still almost impossible to know some of the relations or things that would play out in the beginning. So yes, obviously this is unrealistic. Don't know why I have to keep saying that, but apparently I do. So let's go ahead and get Florida some more land. South Carolina, honestly, with the South falling like this, yeah, they just surrender. No point in fighting it. Florida is expanding, probably the fastest of any empire yet. Are they stronger than California yet? It's close, but they will be soon. Oh, there goes Louisiana, there goes Tennessee, just two more countries down. Yeah, it's not going great for anyone who isn't Florida. Yeah, well, what can we say? Florida likes to expand, and Florida expands hard. With that, though, they declare war on North Carolina, and this is where they run into their first major war, as Virginia, Maryland, if they'll let me color it in, Kentucky, and Missouri join in against them. Maybe an odd alliance in this world, all bordering countries, of course. Once again, we could not possibly know all of the exact relations. We know some things from real life, but do you really think who wins the Super Bowl would define country relations here? No, it would not, so we can't know exactly if they would hate each other or not. With that, though, Florida was fully prepared to push into North Carolina and begins to breeze into the country, as it does not stand a chance. With that, though, Missouri and Kentucky have the early lead, along with Virginia, as Florida did not expect this at all. And thinking that Florida is about to fall, a few other countries join in, including Oklahoma, which, once again, kind of a random country, but hey, it works, and Iowa. All of these countries just joining together to stop Florida before it's too late. And will it work? Maybe, as Tennessee is falling quickly. But the new state of Tennessee inside of the country of Florida, Empire of Florida. North Carolina, it's not going as well, as the Floridan army has pushed in and captured the country, and are now pushing into Virginia. Two of the most powerful nations on the blue team. With that, they opt to retreat some troops out of Florida in favor of protecting their own land. Sadly for them, the Florida Air Force, sounds weird to say, but yeah. Well, let's just say they managed to win a few crucial fights against the blue team, and this allows them to fully push into Virginia. Seeing no point in trying to re-liberate it, though, full blue team troops are sent into Florida, capturing all of Tennessee, and continuing to push down not recapturing any land yet, as the Floridan army is fully prepared there. But yeah, they're taking some land. With that, Florida dedicates even more personnel and equipment to taking over Maryland and Virginia, which goes successfully. And with that, they can now focus all of their attention on holding back the blue team, which is going all right. Honestly, here, Florida has gained more land, but the blue team is still a threat, and that only expands as more countries, which are kind of random, but they join this alliance against Florida. It's not looking great. Florida is only gaining more and more enemies while gaining no allies. Who's gonna turn this around? Well, let's see here. What are our options? What are our options? What neighboring countries could completely turn the war around for Florida? Ohio? Yeah, Ohio. Why not? Ohio's joining in. Because it's Florida man, and now it's Ohio. Terrible joke? I don't care. With that though, Michigan is going to join the blue team against Ohio, of course. And honestly, of course, we know Ohio would call upon whatever secrets go down in there. But here, Pennsylvania and Michigan are going to be able to team up, along with Kentucky, to defeat the nation. What this does provide, though, is an amazing opportunity for Florida to push back, as a lot of Kentucky's troops were holding the front, and they make a massive spearhead to, it's fine, I'll just recolor that, to cut the blue team into two. This goes successfully, as Kentucky, Pennsylvania, Maryland, and Michigan are cut off from Iowa, Nebraska, Missouri, everyone else, okay? I'm not going to go naming each state every single time, but Florida troops are able to completely push out the blue team from any of their lands and begin to push outward. This is seen as the blue team really sees no point in fighting anymore. It's mostly just a stalemate along the border. Nobody is making any progress, and as more countries consider joining in, Florida accepts some peace terms in which they don't get the most amount of land, but they get about what they deserve. Yes, they did win the war, but it wasn't by enough where they could say, hey, I'm just going to take all of you, deal with it. I meant to make it one smaller. There we go. So yeah, Florida has won, technically. But sadly for them, their one ally in this entire video, Ohio, has now died. And all the countries around them have formed up a pact to kill Florida if they try to attack them. We also see Texas. Would Florida be stronger than them at this point? Most likely, yes. Would they want to go to war with Texas? No. Texas is still a very strong country. Actually, let's give them some of southern West Virginia. Okay, basically Texas is still a very strong newfound country, and although maybe they're similar in strength, seeing as Texas has now made their own alliance with some other central North American nations, I guess we should call them. Nations, yeah, Florida cannot beat that, and as there's an alliance to the north and Texas to their west, I think this is about where Florida's gonna stop expanding. But that was still an incredibly useful war for them. It did hinder their ability to expand further, but it has also turned them into a major superpower, a world player, and basically, let's just say crocodiles have expanded their empire and now control all of the southeastern USA. So I do hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.